Hi everyone, this is our fourth and final webcast discussing the AASB consultation document ITC 56. My name is Helena, I am a director at the AASB and I am joined by my colleague Lan. In this webcast, we will discuss the last topic in our ITC, which is the new international standard IFRS 19. I'll give you a quick overview of what we will discuss today. We will briefly introduce IFRS 19 and why it was issued. We will then discuss why we are consulting on IFRS 19 and go through the main differences between AASB 1060 and IFRS 19. And finally, we will discuss what feedback we are looking for. Lan, can you tell us more about IFRS 19 and why it was issued?
Sure. IFRS 19 is a new international standard that only contains disclosures. It was issued by the IASB in May 2024. It's designed for subsidiaries that don't have public accountability. The condition here is that the parent has to prepare consolidated financial statements under IFRS. The idea behind IFRS 19 is to reduce disclosures for these subsidiaries, but they still need to apply the recognition, measurement, and presentation requirements of full IFRS.
In one of our previous webcasts, we talked about IFRS for SMEs standard. So why can't they use the IFRS for SMEs?
IFRS for SMEs has simplified recognition and measurement requirements compared to the full IFRS, which is not practical for some subsidiaries that are part of an IFRS group because they still need to use the same recognition and measurement requirements. Users of the financial statements for the SME group and subsidiaries are different and have different needs.
We have our domestic standard, AASB 1060 in Australia. So why do we need to consider IFRS 19?
We have two reasons. When we developed IASB 1060, we already knew that the IASB was working on a similar project. That project resulted in the issue of IFRS 19. At the time, the IASB decided that when IFRS 19 is issued, we would consider it and see if it's suitable for our Tier 2 entities. So this consultation is a follow-through on that commitment. Another reason is that subsidiaries applying IFRS 19 can state that they comply with IFRS and IFRS 19, and this compliance could be important for some Australian subsidiaries. So the board needs to consider the use of IFRS 19 in Australia.
So can you explain us how IFRS 19 differs from AASB 1060?
Absolutely. So let's start with the scope. IASB 1060 is an Australian standard that applies to Tier 2 entities, but IFRS 19 is only for subsidiaries without public accountability, whose parents need to prepare IFRS-compliant consolidated financial statements. Another difference is the presentation requirements. The IASB 1060 standard contains both presentation and disclosure requirements. In contrast, IFRS 19 is disclosure-only standard. Users must refer to other IFRS standards for presentation requirements. And the last difference is that the IASB 1060 has fewer disclosure requirements. We've done a comparison of these two standards in ITC 56.
Thanks, Lan. We have not yet adopted IFRS 19 in Australia. So what options do we have?
That's right. In our ITC, we have listed 5 options. We can replace IASB 1060 with IFRS 19 and expand the scope to all Tier 2 entities in Australia. Or we can also amend IASB 1060 to include the additional disclosures required by IFRS 19 to achieve compliance. We could retain IASB 1060 and do not adopt IFRS 19 at all, or we can have both standards and the subsidiaries without public accountability can either voluntarily or mandatorily apply IFRS 19.
Thanks, Lan, for walking us through this part of the ITC document. Thanks everyone for watching. This is the end of our webcast. Please have a look at our ITC. On the slide here, we have the questions we want your feedback on. The ITC is open for comments until 22nd January 2026. We would also like to invite you to one of our roundtable events. The links to the ITC and events are available here through these QR codes. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you.